Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. I'm going to be your host, analyst, caster, and just about everything besides the best boys. He is currently, I'm going to walk out of here and probably go get some water. We are here on Dragonshire for our first of two Nexus Gaming Series matchups. We're going to be starting out with Division C East between the members of... and I'm blanking on the name of the moment, Calculated Throw versus Deep Fried Ragaros. Then we're going to be seeing the members of Division B West, and that'll be Gaming. I believe that's the name of that team, right? Of course, I'm blocking with my pen. Who Knows Gaming versus Team Training Wheels. So sorry about that. We are going to be having two best of threes for all of you, but I'm sure you're all itching to find out how we got to Dragonshire, and I'll go ahead and break that all down for you, as we are going to be seeing the members of Calculated Throw losing the coin flip, pulling themselves a Chymotrypsin. So that's going to be first pick priority chosen by the members of Deep Fried Ragnaros. They're going to be banning out Towers of Doom and Braxis Holdout. Sky Temple and Tomb of Spider Queen are going to be banned out by the members of Calculated Throw, and they have decided to take us to Dragonshire as map number 1. Let's go ahead and get back into our draft as I push the wrong button. There we go. Sorry, I thought I had to swap something else over. Bandit, of course, ran out of here immediately when the draft started. He's like, cool, I don't have to be in front of camera. It's cool. Also, how are you all doing this evening? It's good to see everyone already popping up in chat, but we are here. We're ready to go. I swear I can push the buttons a little bit better, but we are going to be seeing a Rhaegar Junkrat being banned on the left-hand side with a Joanna Garrosh on the right, so it seems like the members of Deep Fried Ragaros are a little bit more so afraid of those main tanks on the opposing side, as well as maybe just banning out something that might be a comfort pick for one of the opposing players. This will be a Sylvanas first pick, which allows them to have a lot of siege pressure as well as sustain damage during a lot of these fights. She does offer quite a bit right there. Something like an Ana, that is up and available as well. If you wanted to grab like an Ana and like a Jaina here or a Li Ming, those are definitely a dynamic duo on a map like this. So you can maybe look for the Greymane later. But they're going to go ahead and grab themselves a Rexxar Thrall. And this Rexxar, in my opinion, is very early. You are calling out your solo lane. Now, they could play this as the main tank, and it's a little risky just because I don't think it has the survivability you really need as a main tank. But now you're saying, cool, we've got a Rexxar in top lane, so they can either go into Kael'thas for percent-based damage through that, or they can go into Malthael and actually try and force them out of the lane with the Lacerates as well, also being able to stack that off the Misha Bear consistently. Angus, how you doing? How did we get here? Well, some teams lost some coin flips, but we managed to do so, and Miss Windup Bird is in my chat. How you doing, friend? Thanks for coming by. And someone start the team name as Yeet Street. Thanks. That's a good team name. Oh my god. Ana will be banned out, as that would actually pair well with the Kael'thas, with the nano boost potential, even Sylvanas as well. This is still Rexxar Thrall. I don't think they really need to, but they could ban out a Phoenix if they wanted to deny any sort of Earthquake Phoenix combo. Realistically, something in the main tank department again, like maybe Muradin. Muradin has that mobility that'd be really annoying to deal with. I would maybe consider getting rid of that. But it's actually going to be the Jaina. Okay. I guess they just want to get rid of the wave clear and take away a mage. Makes sense, but I don't think that they were going to be leaning into that myself. I think they were going to be going into... I don't know, I feel like the direction they're going with this is not going to be with a Jaina. I don't think that was going to be their spellcaster. Something like a Li Ming would actually be really, really strong here for poke value over the Jaina. Kira is great into Bear. That is true as well, actually. That's a very good point. Kira into Rexxar seems to work out really, really well because you're able to stack off that Bear quite effectively. Stukov will be the pickup here with an Arthas as well. That has to be a main tank Arthas. So far this composition is 3 solo laners that are gonna be deciding their role, and maybe that's it. Maybe they're gonna rotate solo laners in and out. Lucio will be the support for this, and there's the Malthael to round it out. And into a Rexxar, I feel like Malthael just works better. It's also one of those things that it's more meta to do it. I think Kira is working her way into the meta, and it's just like people are figuring out what matchups they want to bring her into, as well as I think Malthael is just more practiced, more versed, and just people have that last right's value as well. Final Strike is actually a really, really good tool, but it's just getting the enemy team down to that level where you can use it. Last pick, they're going to be coming out. They need some extra damage here. A Hanzo, Li Ming, something like that. They need some sort of range poke or a mage here, and it's actually going to be an Orphea. Okay. Maybe they were considering the Jaina. Maybe they were. I don't see a lot of synergies with the Jaina, but even then, she overall has a lot of great follow-up damage, sustain damage, even with the Water Elemental, or even setup with the Ring of Frost. So Jaina actually probably could have been the pickup for them. And then also you have the Ice Block, so you can block the Malthael Last Rites. Could have been an option for them right there, or maybe even a ETC Mosh Pit. We'll go ahead and bring it on back to Bandit and I, as he has found himself a fish that he's going to work on, and he's going to break down this entire draft for all of you. Gotta love the weird 3 frontline calculated throws running. Untapped Fear, I agree. It's an odd one. Drunk Dwarf, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see all of you. Mona's Orphea's OP. Okay. I'm excited to see this. This is actually going to be, I think this is going to be a great matchup between these two teams. The solo lane matchup will be interesting to keep an eye on, and then it's just that 4-member rotation between mid and bottom. The Lucio is going to help a ton on the side of Deep Fried Ragaros. But Calculated Throw, I like it. 5 solo laners? What do you mean there's only 3 lanes? I mean... Drunk yesterday, max amount of melee should be 3. Picks 3. Freaking do it again. So you're watching from work? Well, get a cab. Don't drink and drive. That's my PSA on my stream. Don't drink and drive. Get yourself a cab. A DUI is cheaper than excuse me, a cab is cheaper than a DUI. My friend actually got one when we were in college, and he was paying for his early 2000s Chevy Malibu. He was paying, and this was like in 2014-ish, 15, he was paying $400 a month to insure that bad boy. So don't drink and drive. That's my PSA. Just take a cab. It's so much cheaper. All right, let's get into game. That's the best thing. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Calculated Throw. We're going to be seeing the Rexar, played by Grevent. We're going to be having Mona Derp on the Orphea. We have Mystic on the Stukov, Scooter Man going to be on the Arthas, and Scooty Puff Jr. going to be on the Thrall. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Deep Fried Ragaros. We're going to be seeing Pro Shock on the Kael'thas. Corndog is going to be on the ETC. King Andrew will be on the Malthael. We have Phaedriel going to be on the Lucio, and Svenla on the Sylvanas. There we go. I'm still waiting for the 4-lane battleground. Me too. Bandit MVP? Absolutely. Bandit is 1000% the MVP of this, as I can hear him tearing apart a toy, so we might have to take that away after this game. But a huge root is going to be coming out from Thrall immediately in this game. They're not going to be able to solidify any kill off of that, but at least just setting themselves up with a little, just kind of establishing their dominance in a sense. And that's also Deep Fried Ragnaros grouping up so much. They need to be wary of that as this game will progress. But as we noted in the draft, this will be Malthael versus Rexar. Mostly Malthael versus Misha Bear, and percentage-based damage into that thick bear right there is going to be doing quite well for them. We'll keep an eye on that as the game does progress, but this is going to be 4-member rotations. Actually, you know what? We're going to hang out in top lane for a bit here. I always say that I don't get to highlight the solo lane enough, and right now it's just, you know, we can see, it's just teams not really even matching into each other. They're almost doing opposite rotations, and I'm just watching the minimap. Yeah, I don't actually. Arthas is in a bit of a rough spot as the power slide comes through. That's going to be a nice sound wave from the Lucio to force them back as well, trying to get that trying to capitalize on the mispositioning. But either way, actually, I wouldn't say it's mispositioning. The Arthas was rotating to anchor as the friendly team, but I don't think they need to be that aggressive. I think, if anything, maybe they're being aggressive to try and get onto this camp right here, as a lot of members are split on the set of Deep Fried Ragaros. They need to cycle in Pro Shock, who does come in here, spraying that chain bomb, and this is where Kael'thas gets a ton of value in these tight corridors. Scooter Man is getting very low as they end up getting picked off. The camp actually not even being picked up by either team, going to be releashing immediately as they actually chase out further onto Mystic and find themselves a second kill. 2 kills immediately in this game in favor for the members of Deep Fried Ragaros, and members of Calculated Throw, making sure they're putting the calculations in here. I wrote 4-lane but meant 5. Kaleo, we have to walk before we run here. We need to get a 4-lane map before we get a 5-lane one. Ion Bob, Ion Bob? I'm sorry I'm murdering your name. How you doing? Thanks for coming by. This is my team. God dang. just claiming teams here. First Dragon Knight is going to be going over to the members of Deep Fried Ragaros. We do still have King Andrew in the top lane up against Gren, and actually they might be able to capitalize on a kill on Malthael. Do they have another Misha chart? No, they used it. Actually, oh, they needed one more auto into King Andrew. That little self-sustain that they were able to provide themselves with the Soul Rip was able to actually get that healing they needed to survive through that little pressure from the Misha Rexar combo. The kick came out onto the Arthas, but it doesn't look like they want to turn around and capitalize on that. They just want to open up the lane a little bit further. And they're also going to be focusing in onto bottom lane. The reason this being is that they want to get rid of the well as well as open this up so they can play this bottom lane Dragon Knight Temple phase or Altar phase a little more aggressively, and the other team has to rotate further away if they do want to try and have a little more lane sustain. Dragon Knight is going down, 6-6 in our levels, and we'll go ahead and cycle through some of the other stats in just a minute here once we see the 7 talents here from both sides pop up. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Malthael is doing a little double rotation as they did Hearth back and got full on mana and health from that little engagement from the Misha Rexar combo. And actually, realistically, yeah, you saw them starting to rotate off, but they're just going to be able to kind of stick down here. They could try and invade on the enemy side camp or even just take their bruisers for top lane to buff out King Andrew a little bit, possibly allowing them to siege up into the front gate of that Rexar Misha combo. If we would have ran before we walked instead, we would have had Deathwing a year ago. Just give the people what they want. I mean, I have a hard time arguing with that. So, I honestly, I don't know if I can argue with that one, as they do end up grabbing the camp over here. Bottom lane is going to get pushed out by the members of Calculated Throw. Deep Fried Ragaros just aiming to keep themselves afloat in this game and just stay slightly ahead of the enemy team. Is actually, they are very ahead of the team in this lane. They're actually very far forward with Corndog right there, but not going to be able to get a kill on either side. Silence coming out from Stukov, kind of zoning them back. As promised, we're going to look through some of those other numbers once again. We do have 7 talent tiers up on both sides, and that's already been looked through for quite some time, as we have level 8 rolling through on both sides. But it's just posturing at this point. This is what I was talking about with this camp as well. If they were able to grab that, and they did, it allows Malthael to be a little more aggressive in the top lane because they've got the strong wave coming in. They've also got some spell armor that you can see that little 20 next to them that's going to disappear when they leave the range of that mage, which is in the center. So if you're ever clearing in solo lane, the mage is probably one of the most important ones, just because it mitigates just some sort of spell damage. And if you have any into the enemy member, it's going to be reduced, and you're not getting as much value, and it's not worth throwing those abilities out. But a great root comes out. ETC going to have the face melt to push them back for a couple seconds. Silence came out from the Stukov a touch late. We do have Orphea trying to get that Mind Devour stack. I believe she's Mind Devour stacks as well from level 7. But this is going to be Scooty Puff Jr. able to get away. Going to be cycling back in, trying to proc that Frost Wolf. Trying to proc their traits so that way they can get some healing with all of those Frost Wolves and all the Chain Lightning, and they find a couple kills. They themselves go down. Ephedriel is looking to maybe play aggressive into Scooter Man. And Proshak poking from afar. They're whittling down this Arthas, but the healing from Stukov should be just enough. Like, actually, they didn't spread the posture around. This is objective up and available, and Ephedriel is doing a wild job on this Lucio. Kael'thas immediately rotated into mid to make sure that 1, they're picking up the experience, 2, picking up more regeneration globes for the Mana Addict at level 1 as they're 2 stacks away, and then they're also going to be making sure no one's able to grab this Dragon Knight. We do have, as I said, Mind Devour stacks on the Orphea, so they're looking to get 40 of those for the cooldown reduction at 40. That's the big part about it, is just that cooldown reduction. But 10 talent tiers have rotated in for both teams. Bottom lane is going to be held over by our red team as well as top. Not fully. King Andrew does have last right, so this Misha has to start playing around the fact that if they're below 50% health, Malthael is going to be trying, and you can see right here, this is exactly what they're doing. They're just trying to get Misha Bear low enough to throw a last right stack on that even the Rexar healing doesn't matter, and they don't throw it out. I'm surprised, actually, because the big thing I've seen teams do is they throw that out. I know you have, 60-second cooldown right now, 65-second, but then you will be at 60 seconds, and you reduce it by 5 seconds every time. So I don't know, just me personally, constantly stacking that out as early as possible works out great for you. As the Earthquake comes out, Thrall somehow staying alive in all of this, actually trading into the Sylvanas. Huge Pyroblast coming out. I don't think Thrall will be able to live through this one. The Pustule is being spread around. The spray goes down. Thrall takes a bit of a ride. And they'll trade out Sylvanas and Thrall in the bottom lane. Still 3v3 down here as Rexar and Misha Rexar and Misha are rotating into mid, maybe even to bottom. Malthael still holding top. Corndog trying to make their way out of here. He'll be able to disengage. Couldn't stop Thrall from dying again. That was pretty. It was really, really good how they were cycling the abilities in to be able to get that off constantly. But we do have Maltheo channeling top. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Mystic is going to be on the wrong side of this engagement. Does use the flailing swipe to force a couple members back. Corndog now the one on the wrong side, but I think they have enough tools and also enough health to be able to get out of here just fine. Orphea just trying to continually stack up the Mind Devour, looking at 13 stacks now, so definitely, since that last engagement, getting a lot of value right there. King Andrew's going to be 1v1ing the bear. ETC did go into stage dive at level 1. Or excuse me, at level 10. So that's just something to note. Is I'm curious how they're going to be playing that. I guess if anything, they're just trying to jump onto the Rexar, but I don't know. I personally think just stacking that up immediately is really, really powerful. Skullbane, thank you for the follow earlier. I appreciate that, my friend. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Wailing Arrow from the Sylvanas. Corndog gonna power slide away. They have no mosh pit. That's gonna be break it down from the Lucio just in time as Corndog needs to get out of here. Arthas doing a great job of body blocking. Crushing Jaws coming out, but the Sundering from Thralls is gonna anti-synergize with that. Kael'thas is trying to throw as much damage as possible. Stage dive from the ETC, but actually back into the enemy team. I was expecting them to throw this towards their friendly gate or something like that. The Kael'thas has a Flame Strike on the ground that gets the Thrall. So once again, trading 1 for 1 in that situation. Mona's gonna be able to hold the point on the bottom lane for now. We do have potential for a Dragonite happening in mid lane, and Rexar Misha might be able to get this. Maltheo, do you have an interrupt in time? I don't think they'll be able to get here. Nope. And it's a touch too late. Maltheo not realizing the rotation coming in, and they're going to get their first Dragonite on the side of calculated throw. This will be the second one of the game. Ooh, let's get some tea as they siege on in through this mid lane. 13 up on both sides, and it's 4 to 5 in kills. Pretty close game between these teams so far. This Maltheo holding on the last rights, though, is the only thing that I'm harping quite a bit on it. And the only thing is just I feel like they could have gotten at least 2 to 3 stacks maybe at this point. At least 1, because they were just letting that Misha just 1v1 into Maltheo for a couple seconds, but either way, I'll stop harping on that one as we are 13s up. We do have a... they're trying to check through that bush with Arthas, and they also do have this zone from ETC currently trying to invade onto the camp. Crushing Jaws coming out. Flailing Swipe will force them back. They still get the camp in favor of Deep Fried Ragaros. Meanwhile, Maltheo is going to be rotating in, looking for... actually just looking for experience. I thought they were going to be trying to join the friendly team, but they're just going to back off and look to push out this mid lane a little bit further. Actually, now they're rejoining. This is going to be last rights thrown onto Arthas, and they went down regardless of that last rights right there. Still going to be chasing in onto Mystic. With Sylvanas, they might be able to use her trait to lock down the tower in this bottom lane. I don't know if it's off cooldown or not. Let's check really quickly. It is, yeah, it's off cooldown, right? Yeah, it's because that's Wailing Arrow. So maybe they're just going to grab the Siege Giants and then push in with those so that way they can confirm this fort. But it was just one of those things, like a quick rotation down here yields yourself a catapult every other wave, and then you also have more lane control, and they don't even need the black arrows just to be able to get this fort down here as they have a decent wave already coming in. Rexar and Misha, I think they're considering coming into the bottom lane, but they're also realizing that, well, they need to keep soaking for the friendly team, but this is going to be a rotation into mid. Can Prevent realize this? Yeah, I think they slowly do. Gravity Blast from Kael'thas will connect 7 seconds on a last right. They won't even get that in time. Pyroblast is even thrown out as well. Just making sure that Rexar goes down. Maltheo's easily going to be able to cap top lane. We have Sylvanas rotating into mid. I would expect them to not have the Sylvanas in. Like, Pro Shock would probably be your best player to throw in there, or maybe, actually, Corndog is probably your best player to throw in there. Because it's not like they have Mosh Pit threat. Like, Kael'thas's Poke and Siege would be really good. They need a feed drill outside of that just to be able to heal up the friendly team. Svenla on the Sylvanas is really powerful as well, siege-wise. Actually, they're not even considering the top lane. They're just going to open up mid even further and go ahead and take down a fort with the Black Arrows from the Sylvanas. Just going to Banshees forward a little bit there as well, so that way they can get closer to the wave, and that's going to be fort going down immediately. And 16s are here. Yeah, they realize that they got 16 talent tiers. Stage dive from the ETC coming out. That's going to be the push off from the Lucio as well to slow them down. Sylvanas throwing out everything she can onto Scooty Huff Jr., trying to get the out, trying to get some damage in there, but also get out as the Crushing Jaws comes out. Thrall is going to be going down. Chain Bomb going to be spreading to quite a few members here, as that will be Arthas going down, as well as the Misha on top of it. They have a Gravity Lapse onto this Rexar, who's trying to get away as well. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to make it out alive, and that is going to be 3 for none. And Orphea and friends are looking real scared as they actually lose their Stuke off as well. This should be another Dragonite in favor for the members of Deep Fried Ragaros. It's 4 a.m. and I'm sober now. Holy crap. Ooh, well, thanks for coming by my stream. I hope I'm keeping you awake. Alrighty. Let's just click on someone who does not have any questing talents. There we go. Dragonite is going to be grabbed from mid lane. They've got a catapult through mid and a catapult through bottom. Now everyone's up on the opposing side and it's 16's up on both sides. I don't think we're going to be seeing... I don't think this is game ending unless they can wipe the enemy team in a sense, but they got a minute... They got like 64 seconds on this Dragonite, and they still have to get through a keep front gate and a keep and then walk to core and still have the enemy team poking down on them. I think maybe they'll whittle down the keep, but I'm iffy on whether or not they're actually going to be able to finish that out and solidify that pickup for themselves. But either way, we'll take a look as the Wailing Arrow comes out as the initial siege into this. Kind of forces them back a little bit. They lock down the tower with the Black Arrows from the Sylvanas as well. Flailing Swipe going to be coming out from the Stukov. Toss goes, or excuse me, kick goes out. I thought it was the toss from Garrosh, and I was like, wait a minute, he was banned out. Break it down was used by Lucio. Huge lurking arm out from the Stukov, zoning the enemy team back, and this is actually working out really good. Great crushing jaw coming in, connecting onto so many members. Lacerates, I believe, went out under one. Arthas going down right there, and somehow, some way, they have turned this entire engagement around and found 5 kills. And now, as I said, with wiping the enemy team, they're going to go ahead and step up onto core, and they will take game number 1 on the side of Deep Fried Ragaros. What an insane, like that last engagement, I 1000% thought that was going to be calculated throw, bringing it back, but unfortunately they're going to be going down, and game number 1 will be going over to the members of Deep Fried Ragaros. GG. Well played. Woo! That was... Yo, Stark, what's up, bud? Thanks for coming by. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Or night, because it's probably what? Oh god, I'm doing caster math. It's 7 o'clock for me. And it's... Hold on. Is it 9 hours right now, or is it 8? I think it's 9 hours right now, because the time conversions. So it's like... Caster math, it's just not working right now. 4 a.m.? 4 a.m. for you, Stark? 4 a.m. sounds right, but I feel like I'm wrong. Oh, that was quick. All right, well, we already know what map we're going to be going to. Okay. 3 a.m. All right, caster math is kicking in. Right, because it'd be -4, not -3. Sorry, I was doing weird math in my head to try and figure it out. Anyways. We got you the Twin Blades game. We also did you a version with Samuro. We're working on one with Leoric and the other end. Oh my god. I need to do a lot of the... I have so many Gilly Shark matches that I need to cast. Thanks for coming by, bud. You didn't like the perspective shift, Dan? Perspective shift, Dan. There we go. Words. Today apparently took way more out of me than I thought it did. My apologies, everybody. I'm doing my best here. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get set up for our next game. We already know what map it's going to be. Let's go ahead and update. Oh, I still have my launcher open. Oops. For anyone who doesn't know, the launcher actually, at least in the past, it used to slow you down in-game because it would play like Overwatch stuff and it would have GIFs running in the background. And it was somehow, for some reason, overtaxing on the processor. Which, I mean, that's not surprising looking at, like, remember when the MVP screen came out and, like, everyone's CPU basically caught on fire whenever they were on that screen? You okay there, bud? All right, we're going to get teams in here in just a second, and then we'll get going into game number 2 of our first best of 3 of the evening. We got 2 best of 3s. Let me double check the schedule tonight. Can we do 3 best of 3s? As I complain about me being tired, let me see if I can add more to my schedule. Actually, no, there's no way. We're going to end at 8 o'clock. We're going to end at like 9 o'clock. Yeah, there's nothing else tonight. Nothing else tonight. We'll see how we're doing energy-wise and time-wise. I just, honest to God, don't want a quick 2-0. That's the reality of the situation. I do not want this to be a quick 2-0 in any way, shape, or form. I'd love to see a best of 3 series go to game 3. Also because then I don't know what I'll do to fill time in between games. That's always like the big panic. It's just like, all right, well, what do we do? If there's half an hour, what are we gonna do? Yo, Bagatron, how you doing, bud? Or Bagatron. What's up, bud? Who's the guy? Alrighty. Oh, they're already in here. And then let's get the other team in here. Corn Dog, there you are. Invite to game. Alrighty. Boom. How's everyone's night? How's everyone's Wednesday? We're halfway through the week. We're almost doing it. We almost did it. Okay. Oh, why didn't they join? Invite to game. Okay, we're good. They're on their way. There we go. Thank you for the cast. You're welcome, Svenla. Good luck in the games. Okie dokie. Alrighty. Why is Bandit so cute? Because he's the best boy. He's the best boy. How you doing, Sarah? Thanks for calling by. Tilted Sister, how you doing as well? Good old white bearded lab. He's actually like, lab small. He's a small boy. He's not a full-size lab. He's mixed in with border collie, so he's only like this big. He's a tiny boy. He's only like in the winter he's about 50 pounds. In the summer he's about 45. Actually, no, it's more like 55 in the winter now and 50 in the summer. He's a big boy. He's all fattened up right now, so that way he can has like a thicker winter coat. And then the summer we go for hikes and we go to the beach and stuff. So he's usually a lot skinnier in the summer, but I still feed him just as much. Good to see all of you in chat. Zell, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. Thanks for all the support, everyone. I really appreciate it. Thank you for lurking and hanging out. Alrighty, let's find out if the teams are ready. I'm also trying to delay this a little bit, because if this is a 2-0, then... Well, we'll figure it out if this is a 2-0. Teams are, but S's are hard. I'm doing wonderful. I feel like I'm a little more tired from my Wednesday than I expected. I did shovel the front driveway today instead of using the snowblower, just because I was like, well, I got some time and like I might as well like have a workout in a sense. So I think that took up more out of me than I expected. But it's good. My birthday weekend's coming up. I get to go snowboarding on Friday. I've been making sure that I have a bunch of extra hours put in for work, so that way I can get out on Friday and I'm not like, you know, leaving the office and not doing enough work for the friendly team. Thick boy bandit? He's not that thick. Do you see me? What do you mean? See you where? You can cast my E Division game? I wouldn't call those E Division. You have a really, really good, you're really, really good in that best of 5 series we did that one night. I'm always here for HOTS. Thank you. How's it going? What's up, Dr. Paul? I'm doing, it's going pretty well. Shoveling snow is rough. Take it from the shovel. What's up, Apocalypse Shovel? All right, okay. Both teams are good. Going, good luck, have fun. Oh wait, Spooky Worm, Twitch link, push the button. Wait, did I set the teams right? I did, okay, good. Woo! Where you live, you have snow? Yeah, I live up in the mountains. I live in South Lake Tahoe. We get an annual average of 300 inches of snow. Typically, we'll get like 4 days of rain or storms, of snowstorms, and then we'll get like 2-3 days. Sorry, everyone. 2-3 days of of just like pure sunshine. So like actually Sunday, Monday, which is going to be like the day before my birthday and my birthday, are both like beautiful sunny days. So I'm just like, yes, I get to go like snowboarding on a nice sunny day. But my life aside, let's actually get on into the draft, because I'm sure you're all wondering what's going on with this right now. We are on Infernal Shrines. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series Division C East. My name is Bahamut. We have the members of Calculated Throw on the left-hand side and Deep Fried Ragaros on the right, and we are going to be in our game number 2 for our first best of 3 of the evening. And I'm sure you're itching and you're wondering how we got to Infernal Shrines, and it's okay. It's okay, you don't have to yell. I'll let you know. We are going to be having the members of Calculated Throw lose the coin flip, pull themselves a Kaimo Tripson as they'll ban out Sky Temple and Tomb the Spider Queen. The members of Deep Fried Ragaros opting for first pick, they're going to ban out Towers of Doom and Braxis Holdout. As the enemy team had first pick for game 1, they are going to be having to take us to a map of their choice on the side of Calculated Throw, and they choose Dragonshire. They lost that map. And as the losers, they can either choose first pick or map pick, and they will be choosing map pick and Infernal Shrines for game number 2. Feeling really comfortable with these map picks right here, but we'll see if that will be the case. On the left-hand side, we have a Sylvanas and a Joanna on the right. We had so much fun with Sarah kicking her butts. You lived up in Squaw for 3 years? How'd you like it? That's actually a higher elevation. Like, Squaw gets an insane amount of snow up there. Not, well, it's just more. It's like Kirkwood. Like Kirkwood in our area, that place, like if we get 3 to 5, or excuse me, 3 to 6, like they'll get 6 to 12 inches. Like they typically double, if not triple, the snowfall we get. Squaw Valley a little bit more as well because they're a little higher in the elevation. But let's stop talking about the mountains. Let's go ahead and talk about the game at hand, as Kael'thas will be banned out, respecting the Kael'thas from the opposing side in this game number 2 on Infernal Shrine. So Mage is being respected, as well as that Sylvanas too. I just wanted to catch that. I just caught that actually. Blaze will be the first pick here. This could be main tank Blaze. It could be solo lane. It doesn't show too much of their drafts, so far I like it, and I think they're locking in something they feel like is going to be really powerful and sustain them during a consistent amount of these fights. As we get this 1-2 pickup from the members of Calculated Throw. Garrosh is up and available. They could go like Garrosh and like Uther or something. Oh, they're going to go Anduin and ETC. Okay. So the reason I was thinking like Uther is because you can do the chain stun, but also Uther is really, really strong lately, being able to throw a lot of shielding out, as well as just even on a map like this, having value with like things like Kerrigan. Actually, speaking of Kerrigan, with a Blaze first pick, we actually might be seeing main tank Uther coming out from Deep Fried Ragaros. They could play into the Ana Uther right here, then pick up Kerrigan a little bit later. It's actually going to be a Phoenix grab for them, as well as a Gul'dan. So they're looking at their Shrine Clear as well as their team fight sustained damage with the Phoenix. So locking in a bit of their core composition, but they still need a healer as well as a main tank potentially. I'd be looking to ban out something like an Ana here. Ana Gul'dan would just not be a good time. There's actually a lot of bans that I would be considering, but I think out of all of them, Ana's just something I do not want to deal with. If they know that the opposing team has an Ana player, then absolutely do that. If not, get something like a Stukov banned out, or even actually gonna get rid of the Mal'Ganis. Okay, it steps up with the Blaze. It actually does really well on a map like this. So I see with the team brawling and the sustained fight that you can get from him, makes a lot of sense to ban it out. Mount Rose is the closest. It's nice, small. I drive up past Mount Rose whenever I come back from the airport because it's a more scenic drive. It adds like 20 minutes to my drive, but I moved here because of the scenery. So like one of my neighbors was just like, I can't believe you always go like the long route back home from the airport. And I'm like, but I moved here for nature. Like, yeah, of course. I moved here because of that drive in part. Like I remember doing that drive as a kid and being like, yeah, like this place is perfect. No first pick Ragnaros for shame. I'm actually a little surprised that Deep Fried Ragaros is not even picking one up at all. And then with the way that the draft is going, I don't expect them to, but either way, Zeratul Leorc will be picked up on the left-hand side. Okay. VP with Mosh Pit potentially. Light Bomb maybe underneath that. They need way more damage, and they need some Shrine Clear on top. Well, they've got okay Shrine Clear. They need more damage overall. Something like a Hanzo would actually be perfect for their draft. It pairs well into the Zeratul. With the Void Prison, you can get the Dragon Strike on top of just as the VP ends. And you also have Explosive Arrow at level 4, so you can get a little Shrine Clear and Wave Clear with that. Sorry, I chugged too much tea. A Nubrak will be the pick here with a Lucio. So no Ana priority, just going to be going back into the Lucio once again. It's Ragaros, not Ragnaros. Yeah, I know. I was talking about what Ghost Bear was saying, though. Yeah, I used to bike ride from Squaw to Tahoe City all the time whenever I needed to grab something. It's nice. Like, yeah, Tahoe City's a nice little village. Junkrat will round out the draft on the left-hand side. I actually, you know what? Instead of the Hanzo, I think that can work out pretty well. They're missing a little bit of synergy, but at the same time, they're not going into the chain CC stun. They're probably just going to be going into something like a VP with a mosh pit, or maybe Entomb mosh pit, and then they can throw the Rip Tire inside of all of that. So I actually really like the Junkrat here. Also provides a lot of good vision in between the rotations through mid to bottom with the Steel Trap as well as the Concussion Mine. And then you do have the poke potential coming in with all those grenades thrown out, and his scaling over time is really, really annoying. In the sense of just he scales well and he can do a lot of damage as the game does progress. And as long as you're cycling abilities and you are able to get value from your level 1 if you do go into the... I'm blanking on the name off the top of my head. Boom Pow? No, that sounds wrong. As long as you go into whatever talent it is that actually buffs your auto attack damage, I believe, when you hit someone with a Concussion Mine or Steel Trap, that is really, really impactful, especially on a map where you're going to be brawling quite a bit and potentially hitting people a lot with those talents and abilities. But let's go ahead, jump on into game number 2. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Calculated Throw. Scooty Puff Jr. going to be on the Leoric. Grevent is going to be on the Anduin. Mystic is going to be on the Junkrat. Scooter Man is going to be on the ETC, and Monoderp on the Zeratul. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Deep Fried Ragaros. We're going to be seeing ProShot going to be on the Gul'dan. Afidrio is going to be on that Lucio. Corndog is going to be on the Nubarak. King Andrew will be on the Blaze, and Svenla will be on the Phoenix. Fun fact, this is actually an amalgamation of 2 teams from Heroes Lounge. I live in the Bay, but work in Reno Sparks fairly often, so seen it. Yeah, it's beautiful up there. Fijio's gonna be the first one getting blown up by the Zeratul. First blood going in favor for the members of Calculated Throw as they end up losing their ETC, trying to get out of that. So they do end up trading out right there, and they're gonna be having Leoric and Blaze meet up in the top lane. That solo lane matchup. Blow them up, that's what the level 1 is. And this is what I was talking about, being able to cycle in your auto attack damage. But the big thing to note is going to be rotations between mid and bottom. We have Pursuit of Flame for the Gul'dan, which is just going to be the radius increased by 10%. Once you hit 30 heroes, they're already a third of the way through that, a minute into the game roughly. Scooterman is going to find a power slide onto 1. Corndog is going to be just backing off right there as ProShock's trying to continue to stack up that Q talent. And it's so easy to stack it up because you're in a map like this where you're going to be making tons of rotations, you can poke out. Plus being able to have that 10% increased radius allows you to reveal the Zeratul more often, as well as also poke and clear out these shrines, getting you a lot of, getting you quite a few stacks on these skeletal defenders. But Corndog's in a bit of a rough spot. Gul'dan just getting fed with this flame, 16 stacks already. The only reason I'm harping on this is just because how quickly they're able to get it, and a lot of the members on the side of Calculated Throw are grouping up a lot. They're kind of stacking, if you will, is the term that we use, and so they want to make sure that they're aware of that, so they're not going to be giving a lot of free stacks over to the Gul'dan, as well as when you have like Echoed Corruption or even just the Corruption itself, that gets so much value when you have grouped up enemy heroes. But continued rotations between mid and bottom, we are going to be seeing Leoric pushing into top lane quite hard, losing quite a little bit of health there. I think they're going to try and bank off of getting some healing off of King Andrew, and this is where they need to get that leech value, or they need to Wraithwalk right out of here. Gonna get they have the Drain Hope on them, and they're able to get by the fort, but that kind of just mitigated the damage that the Blaze was doing into them. I think they have to scale out a little bit further before you'll see them get significant healing off of an enemy hero that is in that high percent realm. Scooterman and friends are just going to be zoning back the enemy team, but look at that Echo Corruption value. Like, that poison damage over time, I don't know how Anduin, like, I have not seen enough Anduin games to know whether or not, like, I don't think he deals with poison damage super well. Like, the Divine Star gives you some healing, but the Flash Heal is your main source of kind of burst heal. So they'll have to be cognizant of that. Gul'dan just continually putting out damage, and once they finish out that level 1, which is only 5 stacks away, they're going to be able to really, really siege in with that one right there. But the other thing to note too is we do have the Junkrat going into the Taste for Explosions at level 4, so going to be scaling up their grenades a little bit more so with that. We do also have the ETC with Proc Rock at level 1. Corndog is going to be... They have a chastise immediately in the face, yeah. Just being a nuisance here. Like, I don't think they find a kill onto the Sanubarak, but they're just mostly slowing them down. Actually, Mona Derp is going to be forced back by Svenla. I thought they were going to try and 1v1 into the Phoenix right there. Also, that Phoenix was very, very early. I'm surprised that they didn't go into anything that dealt shield-based damage or anything like that. I know it's like not... I guess maybe I might not be the best idea just to draft something against one hero, but if you are able to blow up the Phoenix, you are mitigating a significant amount of sustained damage in a lot of these fights. But first objective will be up in top lane. A lot of damage onto Leorc, who is a little too long up here. They do have trait value, which means they can respawn on the map when they are dead, but you can see that bars, that's going to tick through. That will be their entire death timer. They can cheat death by using their Drain Hope on a hero, so long as they make that skill shot connection, and you can already see the 5 seconds left on that Leorc. Corndog zoning here, or at least anchoring in the bush. Power slide straight through from Scooterman as they're going to be looking to get a lot of damage onto Corndog. This is going to be a very low Anubrak. Burrow charging out, but they end up going down to the Junkrat in the end. So a 1 for none in a sense. Scooty Puff did go down right before this engagement, but they were able to cheat death, speed up their death timer, and then work their way back into this engagement. ETC zoning back the enemy team. You see some pings coming out as well. I think they're trying to blow up the ETC, but that won't be happening as there is a leap of faith as well to save one of the players. And now we see them just holding over this objective for now, but it's 32 skeletal defenders to the 14 in the opposing side. Oh wait, Lucio, if they could find a pick onto them, that'd be huge, but that Lucio wall ride away. Concussion Mine forces them away. One more auto will find the kill as Mona Derp will be able to get that cleave. Pro Shock is very low. They end up getting the kill onto them. They don't actually lose the Zeratul, but this Leorc might be going down, so they at least get that trade out right there. Svenla a little bit low here as well, at least shielding wise, so they're going to be taking that raw damage out from the Junkrat, who's poking out here and there. But first objective, Mortar Punisher, going over to the members of Deep Fried Ragaros. Doesn't Holy Ward cleanse poison? I don't believe anything in Anduin's kit actually cleanses poison. I don't think Anduin actually has a cleanse period. Yeah. No, I don't think there's... It's just heals. I don't think there's anything that they can add to that. Whew, I need to catch my breath for a couple seconds. Varian just makes Phoenix useless at post 13. That's exactly what I was saying, Tilted Sister. Yeah, but at the same time, like I like to do this a lot on my stream where I counterpoint myself, because I'm just doing this by myself essentially. So it's just like, well, maybe because I have to bounce my own ideas off my own self. But anyways, the Varian here, just to pick up one hero to potentially locked or like mitigate one other hero. I don't know. Like I'm half sold on it. Like if you were to replace the ETC for Varian, and I'm not saying their draft is bad by any means, because the ETC has a role within the friendly team as well. But I'm just saying, if you were to swap out the ETC for a Varian, how different would this matchup look like? Because you would have that taunt for one of the players, so you could lock down the Lucio, but at the same time you do have a lot of CC through the ETC with the power slide. You've also got the face melt for a little bit of crowd control during the engagement. So overall, like it's that duality of which one is a little bit more valuable here. Scooterman is going to be sticking on the point. Leap of Faith is going to pull them off, but they actually jump back on and say, no, don't take me off this point. Concussion Mine going to be forcing them away. No one on the point right now. Corndog and friends are going to be able to grab this. Horrify goes on to Anduin. ETC actually leaving the friendly member as Zeratul, Junkrat, and Anduin all go down. The Horrify pulling them back in, and Leorc, meanwhile, in top lane is still going into Blaze. Seems like they're controlling the lane, but that was a risky fight trying to steal away a camp without having your 10 talent here, and the opposing team hitting it just as that connects. Excuse me, just hitting it just as they're making that engagement happen. So I'm looking at this top lane as King Andrew is able to get right out of there very, very low. Chen's Brew. Regular cleanse won't remove poison anyways. That is true. That's true. Chen's Brew does it, but it gives a shield. Yeah, you can kind of... I wouldn't say it counters it or gets rid of it, but you can, I guess, drink through the pain, if you want to call it that. Mosh Pit going out onto 3. Riptire going to be connecting onto a couple. Svenla's going to be able to get the blink out of there in time. That's going to be the break it down from the Lucio as well. We currently see Anduin getting web wrapped right there. I think the Junkrat Riptire was a little preemptive. They didn't have anyone low enough, and it pushed 2 people out of the mosh pit itself. So they got value from it, but I feel like if they were if they waited a couple seconds longer for the mosh pit to continue, and maybe like Zeratul was able to get a little more burst, or even just getting a couple extra grenades out from the Junkrat, or just extra damage, would have solidified a kill or two for them. Meanwhile, in top lane, Scooty Puff Jr. is going to be forced back a little bit by King Andrew. Seems like they are going to be throwing out some danger pings, as I think they've lost vision of the enemy team. We do have 11 to 12 in levels, so let's actually cycle through some of the other numbers in just a second here. There we go. As we have our second shrine activating, and it will be Arcane. Storm, Earth, and Fire does it? Yeah, exactly, yeah. Varying with Shattering Throw would be such a value in this game. You think so, Lupus? Okay. Like, that's the thing, is like the ETC is the ETC is doing a lot of good things, and I think I'm just mostly looking at it just like, well, ETC versus Varian, like, it's two different kits. Well, obviously, but it's also a little different playstyle. I think the Varian actually would be awesome. Either way, Light Bomb connecting into two, Riptide going to be coming out as well. That's going to be the bunker coming out from the Blaze. Purification Salvo going to be connecting onto quite a few, as Corndog is able. Nope. I was going to say they're able to make it out of there, but Monoderp should have a blink into this. They're actually not going to blink into them at all. I think they're a little too worried about their own health pool right there. Leap of Faith is going to be saving Scooty Puff potentially. Yeah, they will be able to save them right there. And this is an absolute wild back and forth. We have the majority of the Skeletal Defenders in favor for the members of Calculated Throw. A really good blink over the wall. Horrify is going to be splitting the members, kind of just pushing them into the wall right there. Some stray grenades connect onto Phoenix. They get the kill right there. First blood in this engagement is going to be going over to the members of Calculated Throws. Monoderp is just dip, diving, dodging, and dodging so well into this enemy team. Top lane fort did go down to the Shaman camp because it was left uncontested. That thing really, really sieges in well, and I think they're kind of playing around that factor. The other thing to consider here as well is this going to be, oh my god, a great mosh pit coming out. Lucio, though, has the interrupt. Zeratul going to be diving on into the backline trying to find pro shock value, but they're going to be getting their life drained as they need to work their way out of here. Corndog might be able to capitalize, but Zeratul actually jumps on in here. Power slide from the ETC finds the light bomb as well. They get the kill onto the Anubrak. Entomb came out from the Leoric, but they're not going to be able to find anyone in there. They don't drop it immediately, but they still grab the Arcane Punisher. Afidrio going to be getting separated from the friendly team, has the wall ride and the push off. Gul'dan pushing out as well, but this will be 13 talent tier, and Punisher going over the members of Calculated Throw, looking like they're building themselves some momentum here in game number 2 on Infernal Shrines. Leoric managing top lane, but Punisher's coming on in through mid lane, and they should be able to get a front gate, a well, and maybe even the fort. Just depends on how aggressive they are with their sieging and how quickly they can get through these structures, as it looks like they're focusing on the team fight more so than the actual siege itself. Break It Down was used. Riptire coming out. This is going to be waiting for Blazes. They have to pop out of the bunker at some point. Huge jump from the Punisher is going to be connecting onto a few, but ends up having some CC coming out from the Anubrak. Salvo coming out onto Monoderp. I think that won't be a kill for them. But we have Junkrat currently in the... That was a really good concussion mine before the Horrify connected onto them. And the fort is going to be going down to the minion wave. Yes, one little spear connects. Bottom lane fort did go down, I think, during all of that as well. So they're hemorrhaging a little bit just to gain some value here. So I'm a little worried for the members. Actually, no, this fort actually might have gone down the last Punisher phase. Top lane, I think this actually went down just to the Shaman camp that was grabbed earlier. But it's going to be the reset on the map, and we are going to be looking for 16 talent here as getting ready for our bottom lane Punisher, which should be up somewhere around the 13-14 minute mark in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Jaburnham, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, my friend. Shattering Throw has passive where Varian's autos just do straight up deal more damage to shields. Ah, that's true. That's really true. Caribou, how you doing? Thanks for coming by, friend. Nice and Tomb coming out from the Leoric. No, oh, there's a light bomb actually. I think it was actually onto Leoric just to lock down Corndog further. I thought they were expecting the Entomb to last, or just to go down further, but that will be a mosh pit from ETC being interrupted by the web wrap. Monoderp was able to get out with a sliver of health as Leoric will be going down. Svenla was trying to flank into this VP onto a couple members. Zeratul trying to get some value here, and I think this is just, they need to disengage, but they're in a bit of a rough spot as Grent is going to be going down. That Anduin getting picked off right there. Scooter Man needs to get out of here as well. Mystic doing a lot of, as much as they can realistically, just to force them away. The oh god, I always forget the name of the Echo, not Echo Pedal. What is the name of that one? Encore? Yes. The Encore actually didn't help the ETC there. It actually pushed the enemy team closer to him as they dropped it behind them. Unfortunate, but that will be a mid lane fort going down in favor for the members of Deep Fried Ragaros. 16s though coming up. We'll go ahead and cycle through the numbers once again once we see the 16 talent tiers pop up for them, and we should be seeing Punisher announcement fairly soon as well. I don't feel like that Void Prism did anything. No, I think it was more. I think it was a panic Void Prism, if anything. I think they were thinking that they might be able to lock down the enemy team or something like that, and help someone get away. But it just, I think that there was a different intention than what we saw, and it just didn't work out. It was probably a little bit of a panic and a rushed moment. They are going to grab some camp pressure through mid lane. They've got the Shaman camp with a periodic catapult coming through top. This top lane right here should yield them enough experience for 16 talent tier, and they can fight on that even talent, as we are going to be having our bottom lane Frozen Punisher popping up next. Now, if they're able to get this on the side of Deep Fried Ragaros, they're going to be sieging in through bottom really, really well. Because I think, okay, no, so I thought the keep front gate was already down right there. So they don't have, oh, wait, Power Slide, Chastise to follow up, Face Melt coming out as well, Concussion Mine behind them. I think they're maybe trying to find someone else who was trying to step up and save Corndog, but they immediately keep diving onto the Nubrak, and that's just, they need to find a way into the backline. They need to get onto the Phoenix or the Gul'dan. Blaze maybe so, but a Nubrak needs to be one of their last targets. I know that they are trying to get the burst onto them, but it's just so hard to burst something that has a 4.5k health pool, 4.6k realistically if we're rounding up here. So it's just one of those things that, like, every time I see them dive immediately onto a Nubrak, they need to find some way into the backline here, and this is a good start. Light Bomb coming out, that's going to be, I thought there was a Mosh Pit coming out, but it doesn't look like that'll happen. Entomb came out onto one. This is going to be the Zeratul going down first with the Purification Salvo connecting. Mosh Pit coming out from ETC. Lucio goes in and actually gets caught by it, but the Horrify will be good enough for them, so the Break It Down was used as well. Scoot, can you get out of here? Do you have a Wraithwalk? Leap of Faith will save them for now. Svenla trying to put in that last little bit of damage with the Plasma Cutter. Fidro going to be getting pushed away as well. Burrow charge forward from Corndog. This is a lot of damage onto ETC as they go down as well. And with three down the left-hand side, they're going to back off, and they're going to throw Blaze onto the objective. Maybe Gul'dan back off as well, but they're going to start sieging up and soft push this lane before the objective is even here. And this is a very, very smart call coming out from the members of Deep Fried Ragaros. Pro tip, Encore also knocks people perfectly out of your mosh pit if placed correctly. With Twitch's annoying ads every stream, I find myself watching fewer streams. I've disabled that on my stream. At least it tells me that I have it disabled on my stream. But I doubt that, because Twitch literally has you watch the same exact ad I was watching someone's VOD, and I had to watch 3 ads just to start watching someone's VOD. It was very, 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 very fun. I enjoy that, because I just wanted to check like 13 seconds of a VOD to get a clip. Scooty is going to be going down right there as the Punisher continues to push in through bottom lane. This is going to be keep going down, not going down actually. Horrify came out, but I don't think they were able to connect perfectly onto Grevent right there as the VP goes onto a couple. They do have 16 talent here, and the Zeratul is kitted if we're speaking in that sense, but this is definitely a keep going down as Punisher jumps over once again. Zeratul trying to get some cleave value, hitting quite a few heroes with that, but they themselves are getting bursted. Chain CC going onto them as they get popped like a pimple, and they're going to be going down. With 2 down, they're looking to potentially end here, but Leorc is one of those people who are down, so they are going to be able to respawn right in this engagement, and they don't have 20 talents here on either side, but the core shielding is starting to fall, and this could look a little risky. Scooterman and friends need to play this smart. Entomb going to be coming out. Salvo going to be connecting onto quite a few members here. This is them all backing off into the Hall of Storms. This is the core is falling a little too rapidly here. They need to make something happen, and I think they're going to back off with the core sitting somewhere around 44%, maybe a little bit less. One more catapult. Nope. Whoo! They stave it off for now. I've never watched ads on Twitch. Is that country bound? Well, if you have ad blocker on, then you probably won't see them. I always turn ad blocker off because part of me at the same time, like, I complain about the ads, but the streamers that I do watch who do run ads during their stream, like, I still want to be able to support them, because I believe if I don't watch that ad, they don't get the actual ad revenue stats from me as one of the viewers. So it's just one of those things that, like, if they're gonna do it and I'm not a subscriber, I don't want to, like, cheat someone out of their own money for. And even like the big streamers like Grubby or Graham Pooh Bear or any like those like 3K plus streamers that I watch here and there, like, always want to support them. So that's always just the duality of it all. I could probably turn it off and on, but that'd be the smart thing to do, wouldn't it? 20 talent tier is going to be up on the side of Deep Fried Ragaros. Nothing really too out of the ordinary when it comes to heroic upgrades. We are going to be having that fortified bunker from the Blaze. That damage that you cannot put out from that thing is wild. Going to grab a camp for top lane, and I think they're looking to potentially end with this here. The Orc is standing in wave. Okay, maybe they're trying to bait out abilities. I'm not sure right there. Zeratul going to be looking for a VP. They're going to connect down to 3. Power Slide from the ETCs coming out. They have Mosh Pit up available. That's going to be Light Bomb underneath it. That's also going to be an Entomb from Leorc. They're just trying to capitalize here. It doesn't seem to be working out for them. As the salvo goes out, Scooterman very, very low. I think they find the last little damage they need right there as Leorc also gets picked off. Jet Propulsion from Blaze will connect into Anduin. Seems like they're going to be able to burn them down. Horrify keeps them out of the Hall of Storms. That's also going to be Zeratul and Junkrat making it back in. But with this massive wave coming in and just 2 for defense, I don't think this will be doable. They don't have a VP to stall this out either, and that will be game. Number 2 going over to the members of Deep Fried Ragaros. GG. Well played. Pro tip: if you use Chromecast, you won't get ads. I know with the Amazon Fire Stick, because that's what I have in my house, you get ads from that. 1000% you get ads from that. Money Bunker, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. All right, let's find out if this team wants to do an interview. And then I think we're honestly going to hang out because we only have 20 minutes before our next game setup. So I think we're just going to be hanging out and getting ready for that one. But let me go ahead and get a message out to the captain and see what they want to do here. Corn Dog. Teams that don't have their wait. Oh. Was he Corn Dog in game? Okay. Okay. All right. We're just trying to find out if 20 minutes is at least one Hearthstone Battleground. All right, Ektar, here's the thing. We're going for Twitch partner. People will leave my channel if I swap to Hearthstone Battlegrounds. 1000%. I will lose majority of my viewership. And that is the sad part about aiming for Twitch partner, is I have to completely base my stream about what people will watch. As much as I would love to play that on stream, I cannot. Sure. Alrighty, and at this time we're going to be joined by the captain of Deep Fried Ragaros. How you doing? Congratulations on your 2-0 victory.
Thank you. Thank you for casting us.
Oh, my pleasure. I casted half of your team back in Heroes Lounge, and I think the other half as well. I think, didn't you guys end up playing against each other towards the end of the season too?
Yeah, yes. We did.
Yeah, like that's what I thought. I was just like, wait a minute, because I think it was Svenla who was the one who told me that you guys were a merger, and I know it was Behold Ragaros, and it was a Deep Fried Pizzas was the other team?
Yes.
Yes.
Heck yeah, I remembered it. That was actually, that was good team names. But let's actually get into our game here. Dragonshire was the first map, and it's definitely, the solo lane's a big factor here. Did you feel like that the solo lane matchup with the Rexar was going to be a little difficult, or were you just like, oh, we got Malthael, it's no big deal?
So I think like we talked about it because we actually looked over the counter picks. What was not counter pick? I forgot the team name.
Excuse me, calculated throw.
Calculated throw. Sorry, I get that confused with can't counter pick stupid.
Trust me, I'm the caster, and I almost said it 3 times tonight. You're okay.
Yeah, we did a little bit of research and saw that they did like to play Rexar a lot. So we were trying to think of what would do well against Rexar, and I think out of the hero pool that our solo laner had was Malthael would have been the best choice. So
yeah, It definitely did. It's just one of those daunting tasks to go up against essentially two heroes in the soul lane. So I'm always just curious about the perspective coming out from that. But you picked up momentum very quickly in that game. Did it feel like you were in the driver's seat consistently, and you were just, it was kind of like your game to throw away in a sense, or was it just like you were still always making calculated decisions?
No, I think we try not to like underestimate our opponents. So even though sometimes we're ahead, we try to give them the benefit of the doubt and not try to like throw the game, you know? Because we can do that. It's you know how this game can like flip.
Oh yeah,
the instant of a snap. You know, like it's so easy. So I feel like in the first game, it didn't feel like we were really ahead most of the time. But when I look at the levels, I guess we were. Because they had some really good 4-man team fights in the you know, because I was playing ETC and I was just getting wailed on and just died, you know. So just. I
do want to ask you. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. This is Fenla. So me and her are married, and we're in the same room playing games.
I was guessing with that one, but the one thing I wanted to ask really quickly before Svenla jumped in there, the backwards stage dive. What was that about? You had like no health on Dragonshire, and it was like you could have stage dove to your friendly side of the lane, but you stage dive backwards in the enemy team. Was it a misclick, or was it?
YOLO. That was just YOLO. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna die. Let me just do some extra damage, and you guys can try and get some kills. So that's why.
But I know, Svenla, you were trying to say something, so I didn't want to cut you off. I just want to at least ask that one question.
No, it's fine. I just adding commentaries to his responses, his answers.
Well, on the note of responses, Infernal Shrines was the second map, and it was chosen by them as well. Another map that is very team-oriented, rotation-heavy. You know, Soul Lane is very isolated. Did it feel like the Blaze had to kind of really outplay the Leoric, which is a little difficult in wave clear and just sustainability, or was it just like, just kind of stay up there, don't let them win the lane, and we'll just win through rotations? Because it seemed like your rotations were very, very strong consistently throughout that game.
Yeah, I think it was the latter. We definitely tried to work on our rotations. I think it's something that we try to focus on as a team, you know, and improve on. Because I always tell them, like, don't worry about doing damage to the heroes. Use your skill shots to clear the wave, you know. Because I always try to say, if we clear the waves faster, it forces the enemy team to break up their rotations. And it makes it easier to get picks, you know, because then it's not a 4-man anymore.
That's true. That's really true. You guys did an amazing job of that. It was such a fun series to cast. Before I let you run out of here, are there any shouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours.
Stop banning me like stress. I'm just kidding.
He said shout outs.
Close enough. I'll take it.
Yeah, I guess just to everyone on our team. And to you, obviously, for casting us. So, and everyone at NGS that, you know, does this to make this happen. So, yeah, we love the game and we appreciate all the effort, you know, and I think it's great that we try to keep this alive.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. And also would like to mention our team and they were with us. We have a really nice synchronization. I would like to. I think the MVP in my team was Effa. That's the guy you call Ephedriel, but actually his name is Effa that I hate.
It's just me doing my best out here, but that's it. Thank you.
It's okay. Did you read it with the English accent? It's fine. So because I used to be the healer, and he used to be the tank, and with this mix between Ragaros and Pixis, we had to kind of swap some roles. So I have to admit that he did play a really good Lucio. So I want to prize him. And good job, Effa. You did it great.
Yeah, definitely had some really good beat drops there.
I was actually really surprised that it wasn't banned out in game number 2, to be honest. That the game number 1 was enough for me to ban it out in game 2, but I'll be honest, like I don't want to see that Lucio in game 2 or 3, but no, it was an amazing series. Thank you so much for the interview. I look forward to seeing your team further down in season 8 for NGS, and you all have a great night. Congratulations on your victory.